Okay, it looks like we are live. Hi, everyone. This is Penny Astrology here with Chris Strickland. He is a musician as well as a astrologer and spiritual worker. He has songs out about every single sign of the zodiac. How many songs do you have for each sign at this point?
I have
Like
five
five?
albums out right
Yeah.
now, so there are five songs for each sign. Yet the fifth album is actually a remix album. So, I guess you could say there are four songs for each uh, sign. But the Libra song on the fifth album is new. So,
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. So I've always loved Chris's music. That's actually how I met him. He reached out to me on my astrology page and started messaging me, and we became friends from there. And it's been like maybe almost 4 years now, and
yeah.
we're still friends.
Yeah, and Penny's actually on my fifth album, the Leo song, and she's on what other song were you on? Oh, the
The
Capricorn song.
Capricorn. Yeah.
Yeah, Capricorn song, my very first Capricorn song I remixed with her.
hmm
So Penny's a great artist as well. So y'all need to check out my songs with Penny.
Yeah,
And
I was trying to write pop lyrics since his songs are like more poppy, but I always feel like I end up writing rap instead, and I'm like accidentally a rapper, and it's so weird.
but it's cool though. So y'all should YouTube Chris Strickland, Penny Astrology,
hmm
and they should pull up. So if you want to,
Yeah, go ahead and listen to that. But anyway, we are here today to talk about Leos in love. And the reason why we're doing this is because we are both Leos and we know how kind of turbulent and chaotic our love lives can be. We know that it can be actually very difficult to date a Leo. And I believe that statistically, I haven't seen like any super concrete studies on this, but from what I can tell, Leos tend to have more divorces than other signs usually do, even though Leo is one of the less common sun signs of the zodiac. So here we're going to kind of go over that and the kinds of problems that Leos have in relationships and why we have those problems, and basically what you can do to tame the lion in your love life.
and that's the perfect card for Leo is strength.
Yes.
Yeah, strength is actually the Leo card, and when it pulls up in a reading, it's it actually adds a lot of strength and courage to the reading. So the Leo card is one of the best cards you can get in a reading.
And I feel like you need strength and courage in order to date a Leo. I actually get this card basically whenever I do a relationship reading on myself. This card like comes up for whoever I'm dating and like what they feel like they're like trying to deal with me. They are trying to tame the lion, and I, as the lion, I'm trying to tame myself as well. So,
Yeah,
like a
and
challenge.
I actually wanted to pull some cards too for, and this is for Leos. Okay, this is for Leos. I'm gonna pull. I have four decks here, and I'm gonna pull four cards for the Leos as to how you should manifest your dating
hmm
and you know that sort of stuff.
hmm
So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these cards. One.
I will say that some transits Leo has been going through lately, aside from having Chiron in our sign, which is more about self healing and learning more things about ourselves, we're also having Jupiter transit our house of home and family. So that's probably causing us to look into like our background and the relationships that we had with our family and how it affected us psychologically and how it's still affecting us in our lives.
Yes, that's a good point. All right, so the first card that I pulled, was Beneath the Veil of Sophia. Create, activate your own DNA. I don't know if that was backwards or not, but create, activate your own DNA, Leos. Leos, you do not need to rely on other people. You don't need a relationship. You don't need anybody else. And as much as you feel like you do, you don't. You need to create and activate your own DNA. And that's the first card that's come up. So I'm going to pull the second card, which is a message from your guides, okay? Oh, shit. My card just went flying everywhere.
Oh, no, it really, really wanted to say something, didn't it?
It really wanted to say something. Okay. Let's pull these back together. My bad. All right. I usually draw 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right. So Leos in relationships, warrior guides, bravado. You need to be more of a warrior in your relationships. You need to stand your ground. Do not let anybody tear you down, and Leos know that for sure. So that was a.
So is that like about fighting for what you want?
It says bravado, so that's bravery. Don't
Bravery
let
is
anybody tear you down. Warrior guides. It's here. I'll show it to you.
Okay.
I don't know if it's backwards or not, but it says bravado warrior guides.
Mm-hmm.
So Leos, you are the warriors in your relationships. You are the loving, compassionate. You're the one that's keeping it together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what that card means. Now I'm going to pull the third deck, which is the astrology deck. 1, 2.
I feel like bravery is such a complicated process, and it's one of the things that Leos are actually known for, being brave, being bold, being daring, because we are a fire sign. But I think one of the biggest fears and obstacles for Leos is that we are afraid of losing control of things. We are afraid of making ourselves vulnerable. We are afraid to like sit alone with our own emotions.
Yes, we
And
are.
not
We're so scared to like just sit by ourselves. We're afraid of being alone, really. I mean,
yeah, I feel like
Leos
it's
are
almost like
very insecure.
we need
Despite
other people like a buffer.
what you hear, Leos are very, very, very insecure of their feelings, and we get a lot of hate from that because it's kind of misconstrued that we're pompous, we're all about ourselves, but we're really insecure. We really are. Leos are so insecure. And I just pulled the third card, which is the 10th house, the world. That's backwards. But yeah, it's the 10th house, the world. So Leos, right now you need to look at where you belong in life. It doesn't have to rely on another person. It relies on you. This is where you're supposed to be going. Look at your midheaven. Look at your 10th house. It's the world. Don't rely on other people, other relationships. You need to rely on you. And that's the message that this card is giving us. Leos. And I'm going to pull the fourth card right now and see what it has to say.
So far, I feel like this is a really hard message for a Leo because Leo
really is. It's a very difficult message for a Leo because a Leo
A Leo wants to be worshipped. A Leo wants to be surrounded by people like more than other people being our pack and being our family and having our backs. I feel like other people are like a buffer for us. Like other people are like our beautiful, lion mane. Other people are our energy and our support system and what lifts us up and what makes us feel like we're important and we're fabulous and we're interesting.
Right, right. And it's so interesting. The last card I pulled. Okay, this is a Archangel Tarot deck. Now, what I pulled for the Leos are I pulled the Empress. I pulled the Empress, which is ruled by Archangel Gabriel. And it basically says lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, and nurture yourself and others. Leos, you really need to nurture yourself right now because it's a time of difficulty for us. We're in the sign of Pisces. We're just dealing with it really hard right now. Like everything's really hard right now. So we got the Empress, and the Empress. I know it's gonna be backwards, but the Empress is Archangel Gabriel, and Gabriel's all about comfort and love and children. So your inner child. So let's go. Let's backtrack. All right, so we got
Mhm.
create and activate your DNA. We got brave, being brave by our warrior god guides. And then we have the 10th house, the world. That's what we need to be focusing on, Leos. And we also got the Empress card. And every Leo can relate to the Empress card because the Empress card is almost like the Emperor card. It's almost like the female Leo, the feminine Leo. Lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. So,
Mhm.
Leos, I don't care if you're a guy or a girl, you need to take that advice. And
Yeah, I
that's
think
all
that
I've got to say about that, basically.
I think a lot of that, especially with the Empress card, it probably relates back to having Jupiter transit our fourth house, which is a very maternal place. It has to do with our upbringing. And, it's telling us to nurture the little child that still lives inside of us because
Yes, exactly. Our inner child. Leo is all about the inner child, and we forget that. We forget that, and we are hard on ourselves, and we are mean to our heart. We're mean to our inner child. We're just mean.
Mhm. And then at
And
the same time, I feel like we have this pride that wants to act like we're not a child and like we're big and we're strong and we're fierce and ferocious. And we don't want to admit how small and how vulnerable we are on the inside. And I think that's part of what causes our problems in relationships.
yes, exactly. We feel like we're big and bad, and like nobody can overcome us, and nobody can uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Nobody can do us over. Basically, just we think we're better. Sometimes we
We
think
wish we were better.
we think we're better, and that's the sad truth. And it kicks us in the face when we realize we're really not that better.
Yeah.
So I just want all the Leos out there to know that you are worth it, and don't beat yourself up. Don't beat your heart up. Don't beat your inner child up. Be who you are and love yourself because that's the best thing a Leo can do.
Yeah, it's so much easier said than done though, because I know I need that advice right now. And I've had people in my life trying to tell me that, but I have not been able to pull through and do it. I haven't.
It's hard, and I've even myself I've had trouble loving myself. I've just it's insecurity. It's so much insecurity.
Mhm.
And it's hard. It's really hard to just be secure, and Leos are just not typically secure.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, Leos can be kind of frantic and impatient, like, oh my gosh, I need more people, I need more help, I need things to happen faster, I need more adoration. And that's part of the energy of fire. Fire is an impatient element. It wants things to happen right now. It wants them to happen immediately.
yes. So I hope these cards helped the Leos. If you're a Leo and you are just feeling down in the dumps and just feeling like you don't matter, you know, I'm just gonna tell you I broke down and cried today because I just feel so alone as a Leo.
Mm-hmm.
And that was this morning, and we do have feelings. We're not
We're not all big and bad.
we're not all big and bad like you think we are. We are sensitive fucks.
Yeah.
We
So,
are worse than cancers
what do
almost.
you think about vulnerability in relationships? Do you think that vulnerability is one of the greatest challenges for a Leo?
Yes, yes. And we, as a Leo, we want to be upstanding, great posture. We try so hard to love somebody and impress somebody that it just comes to a point of we're not really impressing them. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah. I think that's one of the things I've had going on subconsciously for so long. Like, I would never let my guard down. I would always focus on keeping my head up, maintaining my image, just plowing through life no matter what it took. And I don't think people realized how vulnerable I was. And that's part of what made relationships difficult for me. I realized I had, people would respond to me the same way. People would be very guarded with me. People would be afraid to tell me the truth about their life and their personal tragedies and what they were dealing with. And they would never want to admit that to me. And I realized that that was really bothering me. There were even a lot of men, basically any man I would try to date, he would try to lie to me about, what kinds of things he had accomplished in life and act like he was just like way more well off than he actually was. And,
And
you know,
do you think it's because you've given off an impression of being just really great?
yeah, I
Do
think
you do you think that's why they feel like they have to upstand you or something?
Yeah, I think somehow I've managed to make myself look like I'm doing a lot better than I actually am, and my life's a lot more impressive than it actually is. And to me, the fact that I managed to pull that off and managed to make people think, that I'm not only like doing well in all aspects of life. Not only am I like a loved and adored person with good self-esteem and good income and stability all around her. I mean, not only did people think these things about me, but a lot of people actually felt like I came off as kind of like a snobby bitch. And like a snobby bitch is so far from who I actually am deep down. But I realized I was having this problem that no one would believe me. No one would see through that. And part of that was because of my pride, because I wasn't making myself vulnerable, because I was trying so hard to, keep my head up and look impressive. So that's something I've been working on a lot more lately, like learning to roll over onto my back and be vulnerable and give people the opportunity to hurt me. And when I decide to do that, I also have to kind of detach from the process and be like, you know what, if they hurt me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, because emotional pain, it's just an experience. It doesn't really have to stop us in our tracks, and it doesn't have to affect us that much. Like, we can get up and we can keep going and we can heal. And I know I'm the type of person, I feel like I can't heal. I feel like I can't take the emotional hit if I let someone hurt me like that. And that's part of what makes me want to be so vicious, what makes me want to be that lion that attacks before she is attacked, so that no one has the opportunity
And
to
I've
hurt.
I've definitely gone through those phases of being a Leo. Uh, I'm a little older than you,
Mm-hmm.
and I have definitely gone through those phases of Leo, but I want to let you know that it's not going to always be that way. And once you hit your Saturn return, you are going to find out so much about yourself. And all these things you just listed to me that you have problems with, I swear to God, they will not be problems anymore.
Oh my gosh.
You're
My Saturn's in
you're
Aquarius. That's going to
you
be so awful.
you were going to be so fixated on other things that these problems won't even matter to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I promise you. And you have Saturn in Aquarius, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when that hits, it's going to hit. And you're not going to worry about guys anymore. Trust me. You're going to be worried about yourself and your little girl, and you're going to be worried about your life and nobody else's life. Right now you're in a stage of dating, and I've been through this stage. I've been through my pre-Saturn return, and I was just all up in my relationship statuses, and but as soon as my Saturn return hit, it was a whole different story. Like, it didn't matter if I was with somebody or not. It mattered if I was fucking alive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, but you're gonna make it through it, and I have hope. I have faith in you, and I think everything's gonna be all right. And let's wrap this video up because I need to get to bed soon.
Yeah,
But
I was washing my underwear downstairs. I need to go pick it up.
all right, well, we're gonna post this on Facebook, and it was good talking to you. Me and Penny are both Leos. We're helping all the Leos out in the world. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed of yourself. Be proud of yourself. Love yourself. Love your heart. Love your inner child. It's hard to be a Leo. It really is. And yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Yep, that's exactly it. We need to love ourselves and nurture ourselves. All right. Well, thank you so much, Chris, for coming on here with me and pulling some cards and helping us understand ourselves as Leos better. And hopefully the people who try to date us will watch this too and be a little more understanding of why we act the way we do.
Yes, definitely. All right, I love you, Penny. I'll talk to
Love
you
you
later.
too, Chris. All right. Bye, everyone. Take care.